Cliff, honey, just admit you have LDS, little D syndrome. Hey, what's up and hello? This is the Chris Nicole giving you my views on life, love, and the world of entertainment through my eyes. And this is my review on Belle Collective Season 3, Episode 9, D Respectful. And honey, you know what that D mean. You know what I'm saying? We know what that D mean. So we're still at So Gucci's party, and Letitia calls Cliff outside and says, mind your business. You don't call and tell Glenn a damn thing. And he's like, he's my friend. We talk. Look, Glenn love you so much. That's why he's possessive of you. Cliff, honey, boo boo. That's not love. Okay, that's insecurity. Women go to strip clubs all the time. They dance with the strippers. They throw money on the strippers. They get the strippers sweat all on them, and they still go home with no issues to their men. Okay, so the reality is Cliff and Glenn are just insecure as hell. Period. JJ is secure. He got the damn stripper. You don't see him complaining. So then Cliff gives his $5 fine rules about all the things I guess that Latrice can and cannot do. And so he says Latrice can't throw money at a man. And then Latrice comes outside acting like she actually has control over Cliff. But instead of putting that energy on Cliff, she decides to put the energy on Glenn, who's on the phone, saying, with all the stuff you done put your wife through, you sitting up there trying to come at Letitia. Latrice, mind your business. You and Cliff need to mind y'all business and stay in y'all glass house. So then Cliff says no married woman should be around a 15-inch peen. Okay, y'all. Help me out here. Why is Cliff so obsessed with this 15-inch peen? Why and how does he know it's 15 inches? Did he measure it? Like, y'all don't find this weird at this point? He keeps saying 15, 15, 15. Y'all don't see this? It's weird. It's weird. I don't know what to think about it, but it's damn sure weird. And so Latrice is like, JJ hired him and he's married. And Cliff is like, if you gonna hire a man with 6 inches. Look, it is very clear at this point, Latrice is miserable in her marriage. I mean, it just seems that way. But now it seems like we know even more why she's miserable in her marriage. Probably the only stimulation she gets out of that marriage is when he comes out of his wallet. I'll just say it like that, okay? So with that, the only thing that came out of this party, the only good thing I should say, besides that wonderful, wonderful stripper, was that the girls actually got along. Okay? They were able to get along, enjoy themselves. Even Latrice and Marie were talking and joking or whatever. And so I enjoyed that part. And maybe they just need drinks and a 15-inch peen to lighten up the mood so they can start talking more. So next we have Akeisha and her hubby, Willie, and they talk about waiting for the Ferris Street project and how she wants to do a holiday party because her last name is Holly, and she wants to do it at the Ferris Street building that they own. So next we have Letitia and Latrice, and they go play tennis. Well, they attempt to play tennis because, child, I didn't see them hitting out one ball. So Letitia talks to Latrice about Cliff. And, you know, Latrice is, of course, going to back up Cliff. And she's like, look, Cliff and Glenn have a brotherhood. And if he just wanted to let his friend know about what was going on, he has every right to. And Letitia is like, but what about your friend? And Latrice is like, who? And Letitia's like, who? Me. What I tell y'all about Latrice? What I tell y'all about Latrice? She comes off like she's not a friend to anyone. Okay? This is an example because she was real quick to say who, even though Letitia was right in front of her. She's not a friend. She's not the friend type. It's very, very clear based on what we're seeing on this show. So Letitia says Cliff purposely called Glenn to start some nonsense. And of course, Latrice says that she's just going to stand by her husband regardless. Letitia, in her confessional talks about how Cliff has a hold on Latrice and that he knows the type of lifestyle that she likes. And I agree with that to a certain extent because even though she has her own money, Cliff is constantly coming out his pocket to take care of things for Latrice, even when it comes to her business. But I think it's deeper than that. You know what I mean? Because we really don't know what's going on behind closed doors. We got possibly a little taste of it in the first episode. The ending of that first episode, I would say we got a little taste of possibly what could be going on. Don't know for sure. But, I think it's deeper. I think it's deeper than just the money. She comes off that maybe she can't really leave even if she wanted to. Again, allegedly, don't know, but it's giving vibes like that sometimes. And of course, her and Cliff come off miserable. And what do miserable people want to do? They want to be messy, and misery needs company. Period. So next we have Aikisha, and she has family time with her sisters and her sister cousin. And she's like the baby of the family. Like literally, I think one of her sisters and her cousin was like adults when she was born. So she definitely was kind of like a late baby, I guess, because everybody else was damn near grown or at least 10 years or older when she was born. So she starts to talk about the Tambra situation between her and Tambra, and she clearly is not over that. And so she says that, it's still bothering her, of course, and how she's known Tambra since they were in high school. They went to high school together, and how, she brought them into this group, but yet was talking behind her back. Here's the thing. She says they went to high school together, but did they continue to have a friendship throughout the years? Because based on their ages, that's a good 20 years in between. And just because you knew someone in high school doesn't mean you know who they are now. So that's why you got to be mindful, because everybody that you think you may know, you don't know. And I think she was a little bit too comfortable around Tambra, not knowing that Tambra is a bone carrier and will throw people under the bus. So then she talks about Letitia and how Letitia said that Aikisha stole the Fair Street project from her. And then that threw me off because I was like, I thought y'all cleared things up. Y'all sat up there and did y'all little clinks, with your little plastic champagne glasses or whatever at the peace treaty. But again, like all of these women, well, not every single one of them, but yeah, I would say a majority of them, they will act a certain way in front of each other, but behind their backs, all of them just talk shit. So next we have Willie and JJ, and they meet up, and I like that they are connecting because to me, both of these men represent like real manhood. Willie says that when he first met JJ, he didn't understand him and he didn't know what to think of him when he looked at him, but he now sees that JJ has a heart of gold and he's really a good dude. And I agree, because when I first saw JJ too, I'm not gonna lie, I judged him and I was wrong for that, because he just reminded me of a character I would see on Martin. Like I just felt like I was like, this guy can't be real. Like he's just doing too much. But that it seems like that's his personality. But he's a man and Willie is a man, and they seem very nice, really respectful. And, I love seeing this scene between them. They were joking about, the party and everything. And, I like to see that there's some balance here. We got some insecure ass men with LDS, little D syndrome, like Cliff and Glenn, clearly. And then we have, guys who are comfortable in their manhood, like JJ and Willie. So I'm team JJ and Willie, damn it. So with that, next we have Letitia and Tambra, and they meet up to talk about this man that Tambra claims she don't even really know. She was never engaged to him. And so my thing is this though. if this man wants to air out this business so badly, then get your ass on camera then if that's the case. Like, my whole thing is, if you stand by everything that you said, then why didn't you do it and sign the actual contract to be on camera? But then again, I guess maybe his job situation, he doesn't want to do that. But I don't know. It does seem weird that it's this guy that we have not seen, and he is stirring up all of this drama, and yet we don't have the receipts on anything that he apparently shown. We don't know who he is. It just almost seems like he's an invisible man. And, so Letitia is like, well, your ex-fiance, and Tamara's like, that's not my ex-fiance. And Letitia's like, wait, y'all weren't engaged? Letitia, sometimes I really feel like you like to play dumb. I think you really like to play dumb. But she starts this crying, talking about some, I love you, but it's hard to be your friend when I really don't know who you are. Here's the thing. I get it. Tamara, based off of what we've seen on the show, she does come off very distant, comes off fake, and comes off as a liar. However, why weren't you just honest with her about that from the beginning? Why go behind her back and try to find out all of this dirt on her before talking to her? Like, I could see if you kept trying to talk to her and she kept lying to you, being fake to you, and then you decide to say, okay, well, if you lying to me and you won't tell me the truth and you supposed to be my friend, then maybe this guy would tell me the truth. But it sounds like she never came to Tamara and was very honest about her feelings about their friendship. And so Tamara, she says in her confessionals, in the industry that she's in, a lot of people take advantage of her so she can be very guarded. Understandable. But you can be guarded and not be a liar. And I mean, we did damn sure we catched you in a couple of lies on the show. So you can be guarded and not be a liar. Totally understand you being guarded if you feel like you're in an industry where people use you a lot. But there's still certain things, Tamara, I just don't understand. But because of how Latrice and Marie handled that situation, I would not blame her if she decided to keep her distance from them for a very long time or forever. She made it seem like they were cool, but I don't blame her, because the way that they moved in that situation, I would probably always side-eye them too. So at the holiday party, I can definitely see why Akeisha is so invested in the Ferris Street project, because that is her family history. She even brought her mother up, and she said those pictures that were all on the wall to give Jackson, history on the Ferris Street project. She said all of those pictures came from her grandmother. So that's when I was like, okay, with or without Letitia, Akeisha was going to do this. They probably brought her on the show because they knew that she was already doing this. So while Letitia seems to be the head of the Belle collectives in general, maybe, just maybe, they brought Akeisha on so then that way they could use Akeisha resources. You just never know, because it seems to me Akeisha truly got the resources in that city, especially from her family. So Letitia isn't even at the event yet, okay? And then when she finally comes, she comes late, to the point where even Akeisha's like, we're going to have to get you a to-go plate because we wrapping up. So rude, like so rude. When it comes to events like that, get your ass there on time. Hell, get there early. To be early is to be on time. Get there early. So she hugs everyone, and then Letitia gets a hug from Cliff. And she's like, oh, Cliff, I don't know about all of this. And even the girls stopped and was like, Letitia, what you mean about that, or whatever? What you mean you don't know about all of this? And of course, Cliff, insecure ass, he's like, don't F with me. So Letitia's like, what? Huh? And so Letitia in her confessional was like, I don't know why Glenn, Glenn too, but she's like, I don't know why Cliff is so upset, because if anything, I should be mad at him. Isn't it interesting when someone does you wrong or they do something messy, they want to put that energy towards you as if you did them wrong? Interesting. But yeah, she was like, but if I should be mad at him, but if he continues with this same energy and talking like that, I'm gonna have to keep my distance. So at that point, Letitia and Marie give Aikisha the backstory about what happened at the party outside. And even Aikisha's like, why in the hell would Glenn, Lord Jesus, Cliff, why would Cliff actually call Glenn to stir up that mess? Like, you don't want people in your marriage, so why would you get involved in their marriage? Exactly. Exactly. So Marie at that point says that both Latrice and Cliff are insecure, and honey, they both live in glass houses. If those walls could talk, like there's something that's not right in their relationship. And honey, I agree. And of course, them all being fake as hell, Latrice goes and hugs all of them. I mean, literally all of them. She hugs Letitia, she hugs Marie, she hugs Soguchi, but yet they was just all in a huddle talking mess. I tell you, the fakeness of it all, honey, but that's the Belle Collective. So what did you guys think about this episode? What did you think about Cliff's insecure LDS ass? Honey, if you feel that inadequate, don't get mad at the women. Take it up with God, okay? Because he gave you everything that you needed when he created you, honey. So with that, you guys like, share, and subscribe, and I will see you on my next video. Toodles.